Hey guys. Okay, let's get us started onto all fours to begin today. So spread the fingertips nice and wide. Start onto your hands and your knees. And we're going to spread the fingertips as wide as you can. Bring the knees about hip distance apart. Okay. And then from here, make sure that the elbows are soft. Draw in the tummy. Bend at the left elbow. Reach the right arm through underneath as far as you can. Turn your chest towards the left side of the room and then bring it back to center. Then we do the other side. So we thread that arm through. We stick the bum up in the air. We turn the palm up to the ceiling. Keep the knuckles off the floor, but don't bring it up too high either. So just reach through as far as you can. And then bring it back to center. And again. So you're putting a lot of work, a lot of weight, a lot of pressure into the standing hand. That's it. So that arm bends as you tread the other arm through. And again. So reaching the arm underneath, turn the palm up, bracing the abdominals. And again. Last one then. Tread it under, make sure you've done both sides nice and even. And bring yourself back to a center position. So spread the fingertips wide. What you're going to do now is bring the right arm long in front of you. So if you stretch right arm like this, turn the palm in, the thumb is turned up. Keep this left elbow soft. Make sure you don't arch the back. So keep the tailbone tucked and then press the right heel, the left heel I should say, long away from you. So you're on right arm and left leg. Now draw the belly button in, pressing the heel away from you, holding this position, keeping that left elbow soft. So just hold. Make sure that the right knee on the floor is comfortable, that there's not too much pressure on that knee. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Keep pressing the heel away, reaching fingertips long, and return everything down. Spreading fingertips wide, bracing abs. Do the other side. So left arm reaches long, breathe in, and then right leg reaches back, breathe out. Okay. Soften at the right elbow. Keep the left thumb turned up towards the ceiling and push the right heel back away from you. So you're pulling the toes back. So we're not pointing today, we're keeping the foot flexed. So keep the right elbow soft. Try not to let the shoulder blades sink to the ceiling or reach to the ceiling. So we're keeping our upper back flat. And drop. Okay, one more time. So draw belly button in, right arm reaches long, left leg presses back away from you. Now hold it here. So draw the belly button in, and what I want you to do is lower the fingers and the toes down, the big toe and the baby finger down, and lift them up. So make sure you're on opposite arm, opposite leg. It doesn't matter if you're on the other side to me, but just make sure that you're doing the opposite arm to the opposite leg. So breathe in as you lower the two down and exhale as you lift the two up. Inhale through nose. Exhale through mouth. Draw belly button in for two. Okay, last one. Hold it at the top. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the abs in. Keep the tailbone tucked for 4, 3, 2, and drop. Well done. Okay, give this wrist a little break now. So same thing again, breathing in, stretching the left arm long away from you. Turn the palm in, thumb is up. Slide the shoulders away so we don't want the shoulder blade to pop. Draw belly button in, and then stretch the right leg behind you. Now lock out that leg. Draw belly button in, and then lower the right big toe, the left thumb or the left baby finger to the floor. Soften at the right elbow and lift the two up. So breathe in to lower and exhale to lift, okay? So draw the belly button in, using the breath. Inhale through your nose and exhaling through the mouth. Sliding shoulders away from ears all the time. Last 4. Breathe, last 3. Draw the abdominals in, keep the right elbow soft for 2. Okay, one more time. For 1, drop it down and release. Okay, just give the wrists a quick little break. We're just going to work into our hamstrings now a little bit more. So we are going to come back into plank position this time. So spread the fingertips wide. Last one on your wrists and shoulders. Keep the elbows soft. Stretch right leg back about the width of your mat. Well, no, about the hip width, say. And then go left leg back, hip width. So come into a full, lovely, big plank position in one long line. Hold it here. Soften at the elbows. Draw the belly button in. Breathe in through the nose. And then as you exhale, we're going to shoot the bum up in the air for downward dog. So what we do now is press the heels down into the floor. The heels most likely will not push down, but I want you to think about guiding them down to the floor. For 5, keep holding. For 4, this is sort of your rest. For 3, 2, and then we go back to plank. Now if you don't want to plank on your hands, you plank on your knees. But make sure that your bum isn't up in the air, so your hips are down. Like this. Hold for 5. If you're planking off the knees, make sure you're in one long line. Slide the shoulders away, squeeze your glutes, and bum up. So give the shoulders a little break. So stick the hips up in the air. Melt the chest towards the thighs. Press those heels down. For 4, draw the tummy in. For 3, for 2, and then back to plank. You create one long line. Don't let the head hang. Don't let the head look forward. Keep looking down. Soften at the elbows, squeezing glutes. In through nose. Exhale through mouth, locking out the legs for 4, 3, 2. Downward dog. Remember, you can always do these on the downward dog. You can't do on the knees. Try and come up into downward dog. It's a nice little stretch in the back of the legs. We've got one more round, so press those heels down. Draw belly button in. And then last one, plank position for 10. Straighten out the legs, but soften at the elbows. Keep the crown of the head long, draw the tummy in. Keep the legs straight. There's a little bit of space between the legs so they're not together. And then bum up. Last 10. Push those heels down. Really go for melting that chest towards the thighs. Draw belly button in, pressing the heels down for 4, 3, 2. Back to plank briefly. Drop to knees and take a little break. Well done. Good work on those. Okay, let's come down onto our back then when you're ready. So we're going to work into some hamstrings, some glutes to begin. So arms down by your sides. Okay. Heels and feet are hip width apart. And let's do arms up to the ceiling if you like. If you don't feel comfortable, keep the arms down if you want to make it a bit harder. Now from here, press your lower back into the ground and start to peel your spine all the way up. Now just check in with your feet here. You don't have to look at them, but make sure they're not turned out, or your knees aren't turned out, or your knees aren't wandering together. Now lift your hips up, squeeze your glutes at the top, big breath in, draw the tummy in, and then exhale, roll the spine all the way back down to your mat. Do that again. So press the lower back down, peel the spine all the way up, lifting the hips, squeezing glutes, big breath in at the top, and then exhale, rolling spine all the way back down. And again, pressing lower back down, peeling spine up, keep reaching the fingertips up to the ceiling. Big breath in at the top, draw the tummy in, and exhale. So you're rolling down. It's like you lower from your upper back to your mid back to your pelvis. Do that again. Peeling up, lifting the hips, big breath in at the top, draw the belly button in, and rolling spine back down. One vertebrae at a time. And again, tilting pelvis back, peeling spine, lifting the hips, press into your heels and your toes, breathing in, big deep breath, and exhale, rolling spine. Back, down, last one. Press your lower back down, peel the spine up. Now let's drop the arms down. I want you to press down really heavy into your arms and push down heavy into your left foot. And what you're going to do now is maybe just bring the feet a little bit closer together. Hover the right leg only to tabletop. You got to keep the hips up there. And then drop that right heel down, but you got to keep those hips up. And right heel again for 2. Drop the right heel down. And again. 3. Inhaling on the way down. Keeping those hips up if you can. 4. You can use the hands as a cue if you need to. You can use the hands as a cue to lift the hips up if you need to, but draw the abs in. Inhale, so that left glute, that left hamstring is working really hard. 2 more. Use that breath. Keep those arms pressed down. Last one. Now lift and hold it at the top. Lift those hips up a little bit higher. Draw the abdominals in for 4. 3. Really working that glute, working that hamstring. 2. Drop the foot down. Lift the hips up. And roll your spine all the way back down. Well done. Peel the spine all the way back up. Make sure the feet haven't come close together. They're not too far apart. Now, keep this position. Push all the way into the right heel. Breathe in and exhale. Hover the left leg up into tabletop. Lift those hips up. Draw the abs in. And then drop the foot back down. Do that again. And then dropping down, keeping those hips up. Exhale, lift. Pressing down through the heels, through the toes. Okay. How high can those hips lift? If you need to bring the right foot back to you, you can. Just make sure that the right foot is comfortable, that there's no strain. You're not straining your back or anything. You're not arching your back too much to keep pushing into that right heel. Last 2. It should feel like a lot of work in the right glute, the right hamstring. Okay, last one. Slow it down. Now keep that heel up, keep that leg up. Hips are up even higher. Press those arms down for 4. Breathe. 3, 2. Return the foot down. Lift those hips up and roll the spine all the way back to your mat. Good work. Okay. So what I want you to do now is bring your feet and your knees much closer together, like towards each other. Don't bring the feet back towards you though, this way. Make sure that they're kind of just in line with your knees, your ankles in line with your knees. But there is now no space between your knees or between your ankles. Drop your arms down. So from here, we're not going to peel the spine up like we did. We're not going to roll up. We're going to press the arms down and lift up. And then we're going to just lower about just under 3/4 of the way down. So we've still got a bit of space here. And we go again. 2. And again. 3. 4. So breathing in and breathing out. 5. And again. 6. 7. Keep going. So breathe out as you lift up. 8 more the same way. So we go 8. Squeeze into those glutes. 7. Draw the waist in. 5. Remember, we don't lower all the way down. We keep that space underneath here. Okay, 4. 3. Squeezing glutes, bracing abs. 2. Draw the tummy in. 1. Now hold it at the top. Press those arms down. Open the knees about 3 or 4 inches and close the knees. Can you see that? Okay. So you're pressing everything together and you're opening the knees and you're closing. But as you open, you're not dropping the hips. So if you feel that you can't open too wide, don't open too wide. Okay, so if you feel that when you open wide, the hips are dropping, you just open a couple of inches is perfect. Let's do 5. 4. Press into the arms. Use that exhale as you open and close. Make sure the ankles are wedged together and then the knees come back together for 2. Lifting those hips up for 1. Squeeze inner thighs and then roll your spine all the way back down. Well done. Okay, just give your right knee only a little hug in towards your chest. So we're going to go into some abs now. Just your right knee. Give that a good hug in towards the chest. Straighten out your left leg, relax your shoulders away from the ears. And then just give that leg a straighten out and bring the left knee in. Okay, let's go back to the right leg again. Only this time we're going to breathe in. 2 hands are interlinked and wrapped around the right knee. We tuck the chin onto the chest and we lift ourselves up here now. So we brace the abdominals, shoulders away from ears, and then what we do is change legs in this position. And we change legs again. If you find that this is too much in your neck, bring one hand behind the head. You can straighten out the other leg and the other leg drops onto the floor. Okay? If it feels okay, keep the 2 hands wrapped around the knees. So you are giving the knees a good pull in towards your chest every time the knee comes in. Keep looking at the space in between your knees. Now if you're in your neck, one hand behind the head. So you're just lightly touching the other knee with the hand when it comes in. Okay, now what we're going to do is increase our speed, and we're not going to touch the knee. So we're going to go 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, draw the abs in, any tension in the neck, one hand behind the head. 1, 1, 1. Okay, 1, 1. So exhale. So you inhale as the knee comes in, exhale as one goes away. Okay, if you're okay, keep the hands here. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both knees in and drop everything down. Well done. Just roll over onto your side and rest your head onto your arm, your underneath arm, and let's straighten out the 2 legs. So just make sure you have a little bit of space behind you actually and in front of you. We're going to move forward a little bit. Okay, so what you're going to do is straighten out the 2 legs, point your toes, draw the waist in. Think about me there with you, and I'm slotting my hand, I'm behind you, and I'm slotting my hand right underneath here. Point your toes, draw the waist in. Hand is in front for support and stability, and just lift and lower the top leg only. If you feel that your bottom underneath hip is digging into the floor, roll the mat over a few times just for support. Just relax the shoulders. Use the exhale as you lift up, inhale as you drop down. Very good, last 2. So starting to target these guys. Last one, hold it there. Now keep the toes pointed. This top hand is really important here. Can you push into this top hand? Keep your head and your shoulders into the floor and lift and lower the underneath leg. Now if that's too hard, you keep going. If that's too much, you just keep going with that top leg. Okay? Don't worry if you can't do it. We'll build it. We'll build up to it. So you got to push really heavy into this hand. Push into this underneath hip, the shoulder, and the arm. So every bit of the body that's on the floor, we got to press that into the floor. I know it can be digging into the underneath hip, so you can tilt back a little bit. If that's too much, you can tilt back a little bit. Last one, hold. Now squeeze the inner thighs. See your underneath leg, can that come forward towards the screen and the other leg go back? And then we change, so keep the toes pointed. So one leg is going forward and one leg is going back. It's like we're doing the splits up in the air. If you need to bend the knees, you can. So if you need to bend the knees, that's okay. I don't mind what you do once you just keep moving. Let's do 3 more. 3. How straight can the legs go? If you're doing straight legs, how far can they go? 2, 1, 2 legs back together and drop it down. Well done. All into these guys. Good work. Just push yourself up, and then we're just going to move over onto the other side. Well done. Okay. So same thing again. Rest your head onto your arm. 2 legs straight. So you're going to feel that underneath glute. So same thing again. Make sure you have a bit of space behind you, a bit of space in front. Bracing abdominals, hand in front of chest. So remember, if you need to tilt back a little bit, that's okay, on the underneath hip. Pointing the toes and lift and lower that top leg where we go. Exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. Draw abs in here. Shoulders relaxed all the time as well. Using the breath. You exhaling up, inhaling down. Okay, lovely stuff. Right, one more. Hold it there. Now remember, every other body part on the mat is important. Zip up tight in the underneath waist, but push into the hip, push into this hand, and then we lift that underneath leg up and down. And again, 2. Using that breath. Make sure the shoulders don't zip up around the ears so they're relaxed. 5. And again. Keeping that top leg lovely and straight. Breathing. Okay, one more time. Bring both legs together, lift them up. Underneath leg is going to go forward, top leg is going to go back. Straighten the legs, keeping the toes pointed, or whatever works. 2. Bracing the tummy. Oh, that top glute is really on. 4, the top leg is on. Straight legs. Breathe. Pointing the toes. Keep going. Okay, one more each side. Do it with me. All the way. Bracing abs. All the way. Bring both legs back to center. Lift them up. And drop everything down. Give the glutes a little tap. Good work. Okay, let's come down onto our back then for this one. Well done guys so far. So we're going to stay on our backs. Backward, here we go. And remember earlier we did these guys? We're going to go back into a different variation now with our hands behind the head. So what you're going to do is press your lower back into the ground, draw the waist in, lift one leg to tabletop, and then you're going to go ahead, lift the other leg to tabletop. So you're keeping this lovely position. Interlink the hands behind the head, send the thumbs down the back of the neck and hold. So we're going to breathe in, and as we exhale, we're going to lift up into a lovely crunch. Toes can be pointed, lower back is pressed down, and we stretch one leg away as one knee pulls in, and then we change. 2, change, 3, and change, 4. So you're swinging that knee in towards your chest. Okay, that knee really comes in towards the chest, not just tabletop, it comes right in towards you. Okay, we are halfway. We've got 10, 9, point the toes, 8, lift the head, neck and shoulders up, 7, 6, bracing abs, 5, zip up, tighten abs, 4, swing that knee in, 3, brace the tummy, 2, 1 more. Now both legs up to the ceiling, pointing the toes, lift the chest and drop everything down. Good work. So keeping the lower back pressed down into the floor again, keeping the hands interlinked tightly behind the head, lift one leg to tabletop. Breathing in, pressing the back down, and then lift the other leg to tabletop. So breathe in again, and then exhale. I want you to lift the head, neck and shoulders up, but this time straighten the legs up to the ceiling. Is that possible? Now if you can't do that, you just keep tabletop. That's okay too. Pointing toes. Now what we do is we send one leg down as one leg goes up, and we change. And change. 3, so pointing the toes. 4, how long can those legs go? 5, bracing abs. 6, breathe. Okay, keep pointing the toes, stretching out those legs. We have got 10, 9, pointed toes, 8, 7, 6, breathe. 4, how straight can those legs go? 3, brace abs. 2, 1 more. Bring both legs back up, bend them in, and drop everything down. Good work. Just take a minute or two here. We've got one more. So, breathe in. Press your lower back down, lifting both legs back to tabletop. Okay. Interlink hands behind head. Send the thumbs down the back of the neck. So we're going to breathe in again. We lift. We've two variations of this now. Okay, so we've one with bending knees, one with straight legs. So lift the head, neck and shoulders up. And we're going to go back into this guy. But now what we're going to do is add some rotation. So we go opposite elbow to opposite knee. Some of you will know these as bicycle kicks. So we don't drop the head down in between. We keep the head up, but we rotate. We add that lovely twist. So pointing the toes. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. Let's do 8, 7, stretch out the legs, 6, 5, let the other knee swing in towards you, 4, 3, straight legs, 2, 1, bring both knees in and drop everything down. Well done. Okay, last one. So keep the hands interlinked, press the lower back down, draw the waist in, one leg lifts, tabletop, other leg lifts, breathe in, exhale, straighten both legs up, point the toes, straight legs. Now we do the same thing, one leg lowers as one leg goes up to the ceiling, and we do the same thing. We're going to add that lovely rotation. How straight can the legs stay? We're nearly there. Breathe. Use that exhale. You can do bending knees if you like. So if you want to do the knee coming into you bends and the other leg straightens, that's okay. We've got 8, 7, this is it guys, 6, 5, point toes, 4, brace abs, 3, 2, 1, 2 legs straight, lift your chest up and drop everything down. Give your knees a little hug in there towards your chest. Just draw a few little circles in one direction. Really feel those abs. Feel the heart rate come up there as well. And then draw circles in the other direction. Slowly push yourself back onto your side. Push yourself up. And then slowly bring yourself up to standing. Guys, how are you feeling? Well done. Loads of abs, loads of glutes. Well done. Let me know how you are and I'll see you next time. Thanks a million.